You might have seen a cricket player catching a ball. After catching, he pulls his hands in the direction of the ball. Let us see the reason for that. Impulse impulse is a very large force acting for a very short interval. So when you are hitting a ball with a bat, large force is acting for a very short interval. Such a force is known as impulsive force. Then let us see what is the impulse of an impulsive force. According to Newton's second law, force is equal to rate of change of momentum dp by dt. After rearranging, you can write dp is equal to f into dt. Now integrate both sides. Then integral of dp, initial momentum pi, final momentum pf. Initial time tf, ti, final momentum tf. Now integral of dp, p, then pi, pf, initial and final momentum. Here f is if f is constant, it can be taken outside. In all the cases, f need not be constant. F can be a variable. Here f is a constant. If f is a constant, it can be taken outside. Then integral of dt is t. Then apply the limit ti, tf. So here upper limit to pi, lower limit to pi. So pf minus pi. Then here tf minus ti. Upper limit minus lower limit. So this is the change in momentum, delta p. This is the change in time, delta t. Force we are multiplying by the change in time, delta t. That is what is impulse, the product of force and the time interval during which the force is acting, f into delta t. Very large force acting for a short interval is impulsive force. Then impulse of an impulsive force is force multiplied by the time interval. Then this equation is known as impulse momentum equation. F into delta t is impulse, delta p is the change in momentum. Then force is expressed in the unit Newton. Time is expressed in the unit second. So the unit for impulse is Newton second. Then from this we can write average force is equal to delta p by delta t. After rearranging, average force is equal to delta p by delta t. When the cricket player is catching a ball, he is pulling the hands in the direction of the ball. Actually, this time interval he is increasing. That means average force will be less. Suppose he is stopping the ball immediately, suddenly, then this interval, time interval will be very less. So large force will be acting. So that's the reason why he is pulling the hands in the direction of the ball. Another example, suppose you are falling on a cement floor, you will be hurt. The reason you will be stopped suddenly, so this delta t will be very small, so large force will be acting. Another example, if a car is meeting with an accident, there will be large change in the momentum in a very short interval. So it is dangerous for the passengers. So that's why car is provided with airbags. Then this interval will be increased. So change in momentum will be brought about in a larger interval of time. So the force acting will be less. So here you can see two graphs. Here force is a constant. Then force multiplied by time. So this is the force. In y-axis force is expressed. In x-axis time is expressed. So this is the change in time interval. So this is the force. So area of this graph area under this graph will give you the impulse. Similarly here, force is continuously changing. Average force multiplied by the time interval will give you the impulse.